Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 1st of August 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a view of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, also just a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel here, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and also our quick mentioning of our JFD research page, which you can also check out on a daily basis, of course, because on a daily basis we throw out different analysis which I believe you can find useful. So feel free to check us out here on jfdbank.com and in the section research. So yep, keep your eyes on the new analysis that we produce. But for now, let's jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on here is the S&P 500. Now, yesterday the top U.S. equity markets kind of, or in general, the U.S. equity markets got hit, and the top three indices got, slid about a percent, some more, and you can see by this picture here on the S&P 500. Now, this is what I was talking about yesterday. If we see a drop below this upside line and a drop below this 3,000 level here, then yep, the next target for us could be around the 2,976 zone, which was met perfectly yesterday, but even actually the index kind of continued traveling lower and found good support near the 2,958 area, from which it kind of reversed and pushed back up, and also actually managed to push back above the 2,976. So this in a way kind of makes us think that this could be a nice interesting target to watch out for, because if it continues to hold, for example, we could see now this the index kind of reversing, maybe traveling back up here, maybe, and starting to range a little bit. But again, this is just an idea. For now, what we're just gonna do is just keep an eye on the 2,976. If we get a break below this, then we will target again the low of yesterday near the 2,958, but still for us the main target remains the 2,913, because this acted as a very good area of support here back on the 26th of June, so we could in a way revisit that one. And to be honest, by the time probably this could travel lower, the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart could approach this area here near the 2,913, just to kind of increase the attractiveness of this potential target. So that's why for now, guys, of course, all this scenario is currently looking quite bearish, given that the index broke below our upside support line here and also broke below the 3,000 level. But now we're going to focus in on, of course, this 2,976 level, because if we see another slide here, then yep, we will aim for slightly lower areas. In terms of the upside here, well, I mean, if this, let's say, suddenly gets back above this 3,000 level, of course, this could in a way increase the index's chances to travel a little bit higher here, maybe even going back to the all-time high figure again, to near the 3,028, and then we'll take it from there, see if it actually wants to create a new all-time high, or will it just find good resistance here and stall, and then of course we'll take it from there, see maybe if it wants to make a double top or something like that. But for now, like I said, we will only consider the upside again, or at least some upside, if we see a push back above the 3,000 level. So keep your eyes on these two levels, and let's see how this is going to play out. Brent oil, very quickly on this one. I talked about this one a while ago, and basically now you can see that Brent oil, after finding good resistance near the 65.42 level, it started it started drifting to the downside. It dropped again below the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart, but it's currently getting held by this tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 18th of July. We didn't quite get a good touch today, but it kind of fell shy of just a few points of reaching that. So for now, what we're going to do here, and as you can see by the arrow, if this upside line holds, we could in a way see something like this happening again, where the where Brent oil could push back to the upside. The only thing is that just for that better confirmation and just to be on the safe side, probably ideally we would like to wait until we see a push back above the 64.50 level, and only then we will aim for higher levels. Again, we will initially aim for the highest point of July, which is near the 65.42, but if that fails to withhold, then yep, a forthcoming higher high would be confirmed, and we could aim for higher levels here. One of the higher levels could be around here near the 66.10, which is marked by the low of the 15th of July. In terms of the downside on this one, well, I mean, if of course this upside line breaks, then we could see this one traveling a little bit more to the downside. The only thing is that just for that better confirmation of further declines, ideally we would like to see a drop below the 62.92 level here, which is marked by the low of the 29th of July, and only then we will consider further declines. I do understand it's quite a big move here, but to be honest, I mean, it could travel a little bit lower here, maybe find some support somewhere here without actually reaching the 62.92, and then could reverse it back to the upside again. So that's why, guys, like I said, it's better to be safe than sorry, and that's why we are going to keep an eye on the 62.92 level in order to consider further declines. So, and looking at this picture here on Ripple, now Ripple is it's coiling up and it's getting into a squeeze. So for now we're going to be looking for now we're going to be very careful on this one, because in order to kind of, let's say, aim for a further directional move, we need to see at least a good break through one of the sides here of this triangle before kind of, let's say, aiming either to the upside or to the downside. But even then, if we get a break, let's say below the lower side, we will still only aim initially for the 0.2825 zone, which, as you can see, previously acted as a fantastic area of support back here on the 25th of April and on the 16th of July. And by 25th of April, I mean well, actually this year. So that's why, guys, for now, be very careful, keep your eyes on this. If this suddenly breaks to the upside, of course, initially we will aim for the 200 EMA, but slightly above that we do have a better area of potential resistance near the 0.3506, which is marked by the high of the 12th of July. So keep your eyes on that one. GBPCHF, now this is quite interesting here as well, because looking at this picture, you can see that yesterday it did try to make its way higher, but kind of found good resistance near the 1.2127, and from there kind of started declining again, and now it's kind of stuck in between these two levels, between the 1.2020 zone on the downside and roughly around there, and the 1.2127 on the upside. So for now, in order to, let's say, to aim for lower levels, we need to see this nice good confirmation break below the 1.2020 before kind of examining, let's say, further declines. And by further declines, we are going to be aiming for the 1.1912 zone, something like that, approximately there. And to show you what that level was in the past, let me just scroll back all the way here into into history. So the 1.1912 area was marked by the low of the 31st of October 2016. Let me just actually double check that very quickly. It is, yep, it is the 31st of October and also the 1st of November 2016. So this is the level that we're talking about. This is the level of 2016. Basically, we need to, if we see a drop below the 1.2020, then yep, we will consider further declines here. Jumping in terms of actually the upside here, I mean, it's a bit of a difficult one here with the upside, because I mean, of course, you can see that the pair is still kind of trading below something like a tentative downside line here, taken from the high of the 28th of May. So in a way, even if we see a push back above the 1.2127, this could be seen as a temporary correction, because if this downside line holds again, we could see another leg of selling selling, which could lead the pair back down again. So only if, let's say, if we start seeing a break of this downside line and a push above the 1.2370 zone, only then we will consider higher levels. So for now, keep your eyes on this. Let's see how this is going to play out. And like I said, for now, like, be very careful with this, and keep your eyes on some of these potential breakout points. So jumping into USDCAD very quickly here, and USDCAD is continuing to push higher today. Looking at this daily chart, you can see that it's currently sitting near its 200 EMA. So for now, we're going to be very careful, because if we jump back into a 4-hour chart, it is reaching one of our levels here that I've talked about, the 1.3245. We'll see how it's going to perform around there, because slightly above that we do have the 1.3267 as well, which could in a way provide some resistance as well. So that's why, guys, for now, be very careful. Yes, we are quite extended here to the upside on the shorter time frame. In a way, it could continue traveling higher, but if this level here holds like it does right now, the 1.3245, we could see maybe this one correcting, maybe back down towards the 1.32 zone. But of course, if it pushes further up here, keep your eyes on the 1.3267. If we see a push towards this level, I mean, we'll reevaluate everything again, see what it wants to do after this. But like I said, for now, it seems that it could travel higher. But then again, like I said, we will aim for this. We are going to be very careful around this 1.3245. If it breaks above this, then yep, we will see another push higher. But if it holds, we could see a bit of correction here, maybe back towards the 1.32 zone. So keep your eyes on this one. EURJPY very quickly on this. So this is what I was talking about recently on one of my videos, where I was covering EURJPY, and basically, and actually, well, this morning I was talking about the EURJPY, and we were still trading around here. We were still below the pivot, but as you can see, it had a nice break here through the 120.33 zone. This is what I was talking about, and the next target for us was the 120, around the 120 zone, but it got violated, and you can see that the pair slid further down. Now the big question here is, will this pair stay below the 1.20 zone? Because like I said, for now it confirmed a new lower low, and the big question here is, will this continue dropping lower? Now for now, given that it's already quite extended here to the downside, in a way, there could be a possibility of maybe seeing a bit of a correction here, maybe back towards the 120 zone to test it from underneath. But if it holds, if the 120 zone holds, then yep, another leg of selling could be possible. In terms of the upside here, at least some upside. Ideally, we would like to see this one pushing back above the 1.2075 before kind of aiming for higher levels here again, some higher levels, because like I said, initially we will aim for the 1.2140, which previously acted as a good area of resistance, and this 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. And euro dollar, and so this one continues its slide, but as you can see that it found good support today near this level that I talked about this morning, near the 1.1024 zone, from which it kind of rebounded, and now it seems that it's trying to make its way higher again. But let's see how this is going to play out, because we're not far from the psychological 110 level. The 110, by the way, coincides today with the S2, today's S2, and like I said, if this, let's say, drops below the 1.1024 zone, well, like I said, it is opening the path towards the psychological 1.10 level, and then we'll take it from there, see what it wants to do after, because if it wants to drive further down, we'll just have to find a good, better level there. But I guess, like I said, for now, we're just going to keep it short and simple. You can see that the pair is trying to recover some of its losses. Let's see if the bulls can manage to push this one a little bit higher for maybe some more correction. But if they failed, and if the bears step in and they push the pair below the 1.1024, then yep, we could see some further decline. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you want to join me tomorrow morning, as always, in my Traders Espresso, and that's 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, I hope you have a wonderful evening, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.